I hope quiz one went well for you. Let's take a look. We'll review the questions together and I can talk a little bit about it with you. And by the way, if you do have any questions about these things, post them on our discussion board. I know that it's optional, but maybe you can put something up there, ask a question or a comment, and I'm hoping that other people in the class can start to talk together with you, and together you can discuss these things because I won't always be around in the class. So, question number one. Every sentence can be written in three different forms. The answer is true. Every sentence has three forms: affirmative, negative, and yes/no question. There are 20 X words. That's true. An X word is present in every affirmative sentence. The answer is false. We do have an X word in all yes or no questions. It starts at the beginning. We do have an X word in negative sentences. We put that together with not. But affirmative sentences don't always have an X word. And we're going to take a look. We'll see an example of that today. Question number 4. X words move to in front of the subject to make yes/no questions. That's absolutely true. A sentence is made negative by using an X word and not. Absolutely true. Question number 6. The subject is the first place in a sentence. The answer is false. The first place in a sentence is that front shifter place. Sometimes it's empty, sometimes it's filled, but the front shifter place is always available in a sentence, and it's the first place. Now, question number 7, in the next few questions, start to ask questions about an example sentence. So before we can answer that sentence, we have to analyze it. Many people drink coffee in the morning. The first thing is, let's see, are there any shifters? The answer is yes, in the morning. Because I could say in the morning, many people drink coffee. Now, I don't have any shifter in the front, but I need to find my two X word places next. I don't see the X word, and here's an example of an affirmative sentence that doesn't have an X word. When you don't see an X word in an affirmative sentence, the X word is either do, does, or did. And we know by looking at the verb. We'll talk about this in week 2, but for now, I'll just say that the X word is do. Do many people drink coffee in the morning? I then make negative. Many people do not drink coffee in the morning, and I find my subject is many people between the two X word places. Now, like we talked about in week number 1, everything left between the subject and the end shifter place, or the end of the sentence when there isn't an end shifter, is the predicate. So now we're ready to answer question number 7. Example number 1 contains an X word. False. It doesn't. Example number 1 contains a shifter. That's true. The predicate in example number 1 contains 3 words. No, it just has 2. So the predicate contains 3 words is false. Question number 10. Example number 1 contains 2 X word places. Of course, all sentences contain 2 X word places. There's not 2 X words, and sometimes we don't see any X words, but every sentence has 2 X word places because every sentence could be made negative, and every sentence can be changed to a yes or no question. Number 11. Excuse me. After work or school, some people enjoy a cookie and a cup of coffee during the week. Okay, so before we answer any questions, let's do our analysis. After work or school is a shifter, because I could say some people enjoy a cookie and cup of coffee during the week after school or work, after work or school, okay, and we also have another shifter at the end during the week, because I can say during the week some people enjoy a cookie and a cup of coffee. You know, I could have both shifters in the front or both shifters at the end, and it wouldn't change the meaning. Next, let's look for my X word places. Again, I don't have an X word here, so I know it's do, does, or did. I look at the verb enjoy, and I know that the X word is do. Do some people enjoy a cookie and a cup of coffee after work or school during the week? Yes, they do. And you'll notice when I asked my yes or no question, I moved my front shifter to the end. That's generally how people do that, is when they ask questions, usually they put shifters at the end. You don't have to, but you can. Okay. Here's my other X word place. I found that by making negative. Some people do not enjoy a cookie. And I got my subject between the two X word places. Where it is. And everything from the subject to the end of the sentence or to the end shifter place is the predicate. We're ready to answer question 11. Example number 2 contains two end shifters? No, that's false. Example number 2 contains two front shifters? No, that's false. Question number 13. Example number 2 contains one front shifter and one end shifter? That happens to be the truth. Question 14. In example number 2, the subject contains two words. Some people, the subject, two words. That's correct. And number 15, example number 2 cannot be changed into a yes or no question. Definitely false. Every sentence has three forms. It can be affirmative, like our sentence here, some people enjoy a cookie and a cup of coffee. It could also be negative, some people do not enjoy a cookie and a cup of coffee. And the definition of a sentence really is it's a group of words that can be changed to a yes or no question. Do some people enjoy a cookie and cup of coffee during the week after school or after work or school? Yes. So the answer is false for number 2, because all sentences can be changed to a yes or no question. I hope I'm not confusing you. If you do have any questions, or if I do confuse you, please post that, put a comment or question on our discussion board, and ask someone else in the class to answer that for you, because I know that together we can answer all the questions that we have. So I hope you're enjoying this, our first week so far. I hope that everything makes sense to you. And if not, the videos are always available. The exercises are always there. There's answer keys to everything. So please, you can always go back and review. No question about it. So I'll be seeing you soon with lesson 2, or week 2, with the videos.